Well, a year ago, these two finished 16th and 19th respectively, following a campaign largely spent at the wrong end of the table. Their transformation since owes a great deal to two well-respected managers, Ian Holloway and Billy Davies. And having come to this point, it really counts for very little what's gone on prior to this moment. It's all about how the two sides can overcome any lingering nerves and just play the way they have done to work themselves into the positions between third and sixth. In charge today with this potential of being a Premier League fixture, the Premier League referee, Phil Dowd. Nottingham Forest have the early free kick. It's not the best surface in the division. Blackpool will be more used to coping with it, of course, than Nottingham Forest. Ormerod, an early touch for him. Hooked away by Adam. Back in by Cohen. Almost broke for Majewski, but not quite, as Taylor Fletcher guides it towards DJ Campbell. Pretty much a forward three for Blackpool. Taylor Fletcher with Ormerod and Campbell off him to each side. And he's the man who has been an inspiration. £500,000 signing from Rangers after impressing while on loan last season. Charlie Adam. Many admiring glances from those who are already within the Premier League. Free kick against Everett. Billy Davies has been pretty much preparing for the playoffs for around a month, while Ian Holloway has been battling to get into the playoffs for that period. Morgan delivers the free kick. Away by Craney at the expense of a throw. Away by Baptiste. Gathered in by Cohen. Spread wide where Perch was waiting to deliver. Cleared though by Coleman, who got himself in a bit of a tangle and allows Anderson to get possession. But his cross was far too well struck, much to the delight of the Blackpool supporters, who may not be in the biggest ground in the Championship by some margin, but will make themselves heard. Such a bonus for them to be among the playoff contenders. Next up, tussling. Gilks decided to stay where he was. Nottingham Forest having the early possession and the first strike on goal, or off target as it turned out, from Tyson, but Forest have started well here. Worth the go, worth swinging the leg, but Tyson, as you could tell from Gilks' reaction, was always off target. Scored a couple of times this season, Nathan Tyson. Taylor Fletcher, now Campbell. Southern, the referee's given a free kick. He waited to see if Blackpool had an advantage before bringing the play back. Normally on Premier League duty, Phil Dowd. The last time he took a Championship game, it was Cardiff v Swansea. Equally hot occasion. Adams' delivery from the set piece, guided in towards Taylor Fletcher, and Campbell was in there as well. Didn't quite get the touch he was looking for. Craney back in, but Time for Perch to clear. Free kick signalled. The foul by Everett. Tyson sent to the floor. And the Nottingham Forest captain, Paul McKenna, was questioning whether or not a yellow card might be the best outcome from that challenge. Everett with a shake of the head. Wasteful, to say the very least. Not sure what Perch had in mind, but Billy Davis, and just in front of him there, one of his coaching staff, Julian Darby, of tremendous experience of the playoff situation, both with Derby County and Preston North End. Blackstone. Forward by Morgan, should be the goalkeepers. It took a very strange bounce, didn't it? Ended up going a great deal higher than Matthew Gilks was expecting. Ian Holloway, you can't praise him highly enough for transforming Blackpool's fortunes from a position where I'm sure they suspected they would be maybe fourth or fifth bottom would end up being a triumph for them this campaign. Ended up sixth and in the playoffs, and really playing without the pressure that the likes of Cardiff, Leicester and Nottingham Forest will be under. The expectation of their supporters will be that the Premier League is their destiny. Blackpool have a free kick here. Baptiste, an obvious target for Adam to pick out. And Ormerod leapt as well. Claims the corner. Is rewarded with one. Well, he scored the equaliser last weekend against Bristol City from a similar position, actually, and you can see from that picture that it did hit the arm, actually, isn't it, of Perch. You can never say it was a deliberate attempt and a handball, but Blackpool were correctly awarded the corner. Craney. A decent header in and sliced out of play by Morgan. And he may be an experienced campaigner, the longest-serving Nottingham Forest player, but even Wes Morgan is exhibiting a little anxiety. An early encouragement for the home supporters. Everett is in there. Vaughan's delivery, touched on by Southern and got to Campbell, who was off balance as he struck it. Was always rising above the crossbar. He scored 8 goals since arriving on loan from Leicester City. 6 of his 8 goals in successive matches. Well, it's a half a claim of handball, isn't it? I mean, I don't think you're ever going to get a penalty for that. There's absolutely no way Perch intended to get his arm on it, but I think the corner was the sensible verdict. Everett looking towards Ormerod, away by Morgan, gathered in by Vaughan. Here's Adam. Just a little bit too much on it. You could see what his intention was. Vaughan had made a really good burst forward, hadn't really been picked up either. He's only been in charge a year, Ian Holloway. But what a year it's been for Blackpool Football Club. He was out of work for 12 months prior to getting the Blackpool job, and despite joining us in the media for a year, it's nothing like being involved on the day-to-day training park and Ian Holloway, I'm sure, delighted to be back involved again. Short of a word or two as a manager, certainly wasn't short of a word or two when he joined us as a pundit. Here's Baptiste. Towards Ormerod, didn't quite reach him. Adam with the first time ball for Campbell to look interested. Headed away by Wilson. And the referee might have to stop the play here. Tyson, I think it is, who's ended up on the deck after that challenge. It was the way he landed, wasn't it? Just sort of fell off the back of Charlie Adam, and I would have thought took a hefty old blow, which very well, from the very best, would have winded him. May have hurt his back as well. Well, he's been preparing for around about a month. He's known that the playoffs was the best Nottingham Forest could hope for. They were sniffing around the top two placing for probably up until about the middle of March, when they really realised the game was up for them. But already they have a problem here in the playoffs. Tyson down and Robert Earnshaw limbering up. They are blessed with good options on the Nottingham Forest bench, that is a certainty. They have the likes of McGoldrick and the creativity of the likes of Boyd and McGugan as well. Garner's weighed in with a few goals in the last few weeks, while I suppose you could say Billy Davies has been experimenting. Change is imminent just at the moment. We're going to see if Tyson is okay. Well judged by Baptiste. Oh, it's a terrific effort out of nothing by Cohen. He just hit across the ball with the outside of the boot, and it swung out of the reach of Gilks and into the corner. A wonderful goal, and that'll settle any nerves. Well, there wasn't anything really on here, but it sat up maybe for a volley. And Cohen thought, why not? Hit across the ball, and it swerved out of the reach of Gilks. It was perfection, wasn't it? Just hit across it, off the side of the boot, and curled around Gilks into the corner. Well, he may have been poorly in bed with mumps for the best part of 10 days or so, but he is well over that now, isn't he? What a good strike that was. And it's early in the contest. It's early in the tie as well, with the second leg still to come, but what a booster for the side who finished third. And here they come again with Anderson. In towards Blackstock, blocked by Gilks. And Blackpool have been rocked by that goal. Can't say it was against the run of play, because neither side had truly got a grip of the contest, but Blackstock was offside anyway. The flag was raised, you can see, but having scored that goal really changes Blackpool's approach to be even more bold. And here's Campbell, maybe at the other end, couldn't quite get his shot away. Southern now, he too can't get the ball out from under his feet, and in the end Forest regroup and Blackpool reflect on what might have been. Now all of a sudden there's an increase in the tempo. McKenna, Anderson to the left. Coleman came to meet him, cleared by Craney. We've got a terrific game on our hands now. from a neutral perspective, if the away side scores first in the playoffs, it normally guarantees, at the very least, extra drive and tempo from the home side, and with it, marvellous game. Another sighter, this time from Tyson. Nottingham Forest have had a couple of shots that have been off target, and this one that was very much on target from Chris Cohen. There's nothing you can fault about that. The technique was right out of the manual. It's only goal number 4 of the season, and it was worth waiting for. Speculative, off target. Taylor Fletcher. Only one thing in his mind when he controlled the throw. He's lost 3 times in the playoffs, Taylor Fletcher. He's had ups and downs in the playoffs too. Won it with Derby County, lost twice with Preston. Nottingham Forest free kick, conceded by Vaughan. Morgan invited forward. The Polish international, leaving it for Cohen to deliver. It's a dangerous ball, and Morgan was closest to getting a touch. There's a couple of Forest players with their hands on their heads here. Blackstock couldn't reach it, Morgan nearly did. And in fact, it was just a misjudgment that prevented him from getting the important touch. Nottingham Forest coming the closest to adding to the early goal. Baptiste towards Taylor Fletcher. Morgan leaves it for his goalkeeper. Lee Camp comes to gather it. Played the first 45 games of the regular season. He was given a break at Scunthorpe last weekend. Judged by Baptiste. Back in by Cohen. Anderson takes on Coleman. Cohen. Jeffsky. Well, that came off the outside of his boot as well, but not with the same effect as the goal, that's for sure. A grimace from Chris Cohen. He too has been a playoff loser in the past, part of a Yeovil side that lost to Blackpool. Long before Ian Holloway was donning tangerine ties and matching handkerchiefs. Adam tried to keep that on and maybe try and win a corner. He only succeeded in conceding the goal kick, but Blackpool are going to be looking to him to inspire them once again. Scored home and away against Nottingham Forest. The only team to have beaten Nottingham Forest home and away are Blackpool. In a campaign where Forest have been very difficult to beat, particularly at the City Ground. And if it stays the same, Blackpool are going to have to win at the City Ground. There's still plenty of time here in this leg, though. Vaughan getting it away, realised that Gilks wasn't an option. Southern, Adam. Southern again, Taylor Fletcher, Adam tried to work it towards the run of Ormerod, cut out though by Perch. Blackstock, Anderson, Campbell tussling. It breaks off his foot and into the arms of Camp, who hasn't had too much to do thus far. 20th minute. Nottingham Forest Goal to the good. Backheaded by Baptiste, kept on by Matthew Gilks. He's been the regular since February. To that point, he and Paul Rahubka were not exactly alternating, but certainly having 5 or 6 games each. Taylor Fletcher. Ormerod, free kick. Morgan protests his innocence, to no avail. Ormerod, the experience, and Morgan just about catching him. Blackpool are unbeaten in the last 5 meetings with Nottingham Forest. But trailing here. And they're going to continue to do so if the set-piece delivery is as flat as that was. Here's Coleman. Everett. Baptiste. Ormerod. Coleman. Gets the better of Majewski. Not bad delivery, but just forced a little too wide in the end was Taylor Fletcher. Craney, it's hanging in the air. Corner. Kelvin Wilson with the clearing header. Blackpool have had a series of corners. So far, they haven't really tested Lee Camp. Vaughan floats it in. Good catch. Well, that's the kind of thing that defenders like to see. The goalkeeper dominating around the area and coming down with a nice tidy catch. Kept on by Tyson, and by doing so he forces Craney to concede the throw. Just beyond the midpoint of the first half. Nottingham Forest ahead through a sumptuous goal by Chris Cohen. And so far, largely unthreatened by Blackpool. Baptiste header. Met by Wilson. Southern. Beaten to it by Anderson, cleared by Baptiste. Adam, Everett, now Craney. Everett again, just about gets the better of Blackstock. Here's Baptiste. And again, the final ball is lacking from Blackpool. Vaughan. Ormerod. Craney up towards Vaughan again, followed by McKenna. Goal kick. Vaughan is dismayed by the decision. Felt he'd been fouled. And this will tell us definitively. I don't think there was too much wrong there. Taylor Fletcher, Southern, free kick Blackpool. Cohen penalised. Cohen felt he got the ball, but it was always going to be a Blackpool free kick. Everett up from the back. Adam goes the other way instead to Taylor Fletcher. Support from Coleman. Still with Coleman. Is he working a shooting opportunity? Effort, and it must be from Southern. 1-1. Nottingham Forest pulled to the right, then to the left, and they left a gap in the middle. And Southern, without perhaps the cleanest contact, managed to find the equaliser. Coleman looked as though he might be shaping to shoot. Instead, he found Everett. And when it was turned in, Southern unmarked, beyond Camp, and just about beyond Cohen, who was on the line. They weren't behind for long. It is 1-1 in the playoff semi-final first leg, courtesy of Keith Southern. And here they come again, Blackpool. Southern, Campbell, Coleman. Ormerod's control let him down. That's unusual for him. Well, Southern has been part of the Blackpool setup for the best part of 8 years. And he has seen this side go through, well, many, many downs and not too many ups, but he's created an up here. Behind for about 12 or 13 minutes, Blackpool. Here's Majewski, now Anderson, great ball in, Blackstock, off the top of the bar, still not cleared, and Tyson couldn't control the volley. It's end-to-end now. Billy Davies goes back to his seat, disappointed that his side haven't immediately regained the initiative. Blackstock with the first attempt, onto the top of the bar, and then Tyson hooked it over. What a good game this is. But if you didn't know before that the Premier League was the ultimate prize, you're beginning to get the impression now. There just had to be goals today. Blackpool have scored in every match on their home patch since August. Nottingham Forest have been conceding goals with regularity away from home. And without wanting to put the commentator's curse on this one, you just can't see it ending 1-1. Southern. Coleman, who had an integral part to play in the equaliser, but losing out to Anderson. Anderson's got pace, Adams gone with him. Offside against Blackstock. And everywhere you look within both sides there are goals. Blackpool's equaliser coming from a player who hasn't been regularly on target. It's only his third of the campaign, but what a priceless one. I think it meant a lot to Ian Holloway. You bet it did. He's the kind of manager who heads every ball, makes every tackle. To be fair, I think I'd put the same description with Billy Davies. T stumps it away. Up towards Campbell, headed away by Morgan. Flicked on by Cohen, whose terrific strike has been cancelled out. Majewski. Anderson. Went for the curler. Not quite as good as the one executed by Cohen, but it had Gilks scurrying. And the Blackpool keeper delighted to see it go beyond his upright. Last quarter of an hour of a pulsating first half at Bloomfield Road. And we're back as we started, level. This time at 1-1 though, of course. Here's Taylor Fletcher. Vaughan. Ormerod leaves it for Craney. Away by Wilson. He can't settle on the ball. Neither side giving an inch. Blackpool have come into this game with just one defeat in the last 9 games, 6 wins, 2 draws, and the only defeat, and it was at the champions Newcastle and at St James's Park. Excellent form and part of the reason they were able to overturn a 10-point deficit on Swansea City and take that final playoff position. When Blackpool won the playoffs in 2007 to come into the championship, he was a scorer in the semi-final. Will history repeat itself? Out by Adam. McKenna and now Wilson. Blackstock touched on by Cohen, headed away by Baptiste, gathered in by Majewski. It's a goal kick. He got a touch off the defender. It's a corner, in fact. Signed permanently this week after having been on loan, Radoslav Majewski. He's won a corner there, which allows Morgan to come up from the back. Swung in by Cohen, cleared by Craney. Well, that was ambitious from the young Pole. And out for a throw, a minor goal kick. Ultimate insult for a guy who strikes on goal. Coleman's throw, touched on by Taylor Fletcher. DJ Campbell trying to get the touch. Foul on Adam by McKenna. Foot raised, says Phil Dowd. The referee wants to remind the Nottingham Forest skipper who's in charge. More specifically, that Paul McKenna isn't. Well, in a way, I guess both players were going in with their studs prominent. McKenna was the first offender, though. Baptiste. Up towards Taylor Fletcher, headed away by Wilson, gathered in by Coleman, but he lost out to Anderson. Chases on for Majewski. Baptiste back to Gilks. Very calmly done. Here's Vaughan. Equally so, spreading the play exquisitely. Craney, Everett, and again Taylor Fletcher. It was a nice build-up play by Blackpool. The pass from Vaughan intended for Ormerod. I like it. Everett. Adam thumps it away. Clearing header by Wes Morgan. Blackpool's run of One defeat in the last 9 games, began with a 5-1 demolition of Swansea City. They were 10 points adrift of the Swans, and in many ways that victory just planted a seed of doubt in the minds of the Swansea City players, and also increased the possibility in those of the Blackpool squad that they might be able to make some inroads into the playoffs, and so it's proven. Away by Perch. Southern. Everett. Rainey. Trying to get there. Tyson comes away with it, but was fouled. And this Blackpool formation does allow Craney on the left and Coleman on the right to supplement the attack as often as possible. And Craney will certainly take that invitation as often as possible to come forward. It'll be up to Tyson to go with him. After a period that was quite frankly frenetic, the game appears to have settled down a little here. Perch with a throw for Nottingham Forest. Put in by Everett. Another Forest throw. Jevski. McKenna. Forward by Perch towards Blackstock, who was leaning on the back of Craney. And a free kick to Blackpool. '71 was the last time that Blackpool were in the top division of English football. Last season, when they finished 16th in the Championship, it was their highest finish for 31 years. Just giving you an indication of how much time they've spent in the bottom 3 divisions, never mind the bottom of the Championship area. Conceded a throw there, right by the corner flag. 29 years they spent in the bottom 2 divisions of English football, Blackpool, since they've been in the old First Division as it was. Out comes Gilks. Just about gets the better of Blackstock. Morgan. Majewski. Still with Majewski. Went for the curling shot around Gilks, but it struck the defender. Just over 9 years ago, Blackpool were 91st in the Football League. And since then, 2 promotions to get them where they are, and both were via the playoffs. In many ways, the likes of Hull City can be Blackpool's inspiration. They too languished near the foot of the Football League and had a meteoric rise. Plenty of other sides who've had such incredible journeys. Craney forward, looking towards Campbell. Here's Coleman. Nice exchange of feet. Southern in towards Ormerod. Just too far in front of him. Anderson. Cohen. Away by Baptiste. Vaughan back to his keeper. Gilks did well. Anderson stayed down from the previous challenge. Referee wave play on after it had occurred. Adams' challenge, wasn't it? Nice smile from the Blackpool skipper. 17 goals he's grabbed in this campaign. But it hasn't just been about the goals, it's been about his leadership, creativity. Billy Davis with some instructions for Nathan Tyson. Doesn't look unduly concerned about Paul Anderson's injury. Anderson's going to hobble off before being invited to come back on again. Nottingham Forest throw. Taken by Gunter. Jeffsky. Came off him last, I think. Blackpool throw. Done by Taylor Fletcher, back in by Wilson, up towards Blackstock, cleared by Baptiste, Vaughan, and now Coleman. Nottingham Forest throw. So we'll take it. Away by Vaughan. McKenna on towards Blackstock, and Gilks under pressure was fouled. Blackstock, like many centre forwards down the years, I'm sure will claim that he was just trying to win the ball here. But when you go up, actually he was leading with the arm, wasn't it? And that was a foul. Forward by Everett, up towards Taylor Fletcher, cleared by Gunter. Everett away. Cohen, Jeffsky, Tyson, McKenna, up towards Blackstock, headed away by Baptiste, and smashed by Tyson. It was cut off before it needed to be saved, but it looked like it was on target. Here's Gunter, Anderson, Gunter again, now McKenna. Former Preston man, of course, an extra chorus of booing for him when he touches it, and he's lost out to Vaughan, who tries to send Taylor Fletcher away. Puts Wilson under pressure, cleared by Camp. Blackstock's header. Cohen, poked on towards Anderson. Anderson to hit it, miss-hit it really, and Baptiste can clear. Only as far as Anderson again. Shapes to shoot, blocked off by Coleman. McKenna, Cohen. Tackling back was Ormerod. Gunter. Offside against Tyson. A good spell of pressure from Nottingham Forest. I think you can see that Tyson, and indeed Blackstock as well, but Tyson was where the ball was aimed. He was correctly flagged offside. Stoppage time. The end of the first half, which has been as competitive and as lively as you'd expect from a playoff semi-final. Forest ahead early through Cohen, cancelled out soon after by Southern. Clutch for the return, but Vaughan was in the way. Adam. Taylor Fletcher. He was trying to find the run of Southern, actually. Cleared by Gunter. Taylor Fletcher concedes the throw. Wilson. Towards Blackstock, cleared by Baptiste, helped on by Everett. Back in by McKenna. Tyson. McKenna. Cohen. Now Anderson. Trying to end the half with a booster of a goal. They have a corner. Anderson's corner. His cross. Deflected out as the seconds tick by at the end of the first half. This will be the final chance of the first half, and unsurprisingly, Wilson and Morgan invited forward. Majewski's cross, and here's Morgan! Shuffled out of harm's way by Gilks. Morgan almost providing Nottingham Forest with a half-time lead. Not sure Gilks did get a touch. I think it's the man behind him on the line. It was Coleman. Nottingham Forest with another corner. And again it's dangerous, and it's cleared this time by Craney. And Blackpool will be grateful for the half-time whistle now. Nottingham Forest coming within a whisker of taking the lead or regaining the lead again. Morgan almost doing so, and then Blackpool needed Craney to clear as well. Well, we're level at half-time, but Nottingham Forest, who went ahead through Chris Cohen, only for it to be cancelled out soon after by Keith Southern, could well have ended the half 2-1 up. Morgan coming very, very close. Blackpool clearing it off the line a couple of times, and it finishes at half-time 1-1. Blackpool are unbeaten in the last 8 home games. Nottingham Forest haven't won any of their last 10 on their travels. The statistics certainly point to it being a case of home advantage. We shall see. It's Forest to open the scoring through Chris Cohen, cancelled out by Keith Southern. I'm sure on the whole Billy Davies will be relatively satisfied, and there are reasons for Ian Holloway to feel similarly. Early free kick in this second half, which Gilks takes towards Taylor Fletcher. Flicked away by Gunter. Blackpool throw. Ormerod hasn't been in the game too much, but he's the kind of player who can have a dramatic effect. Nottingham Forest allowing to have that. Here's Majewski. Anderson can't keep it in play. Touched on by Fletcher, but comfortable one for Brown to clear. backstock. Listen to his left. Here is Anderson. Happy to wave play on, but then bringing the play back for a free kick. A tug of the shirt on Charlie Adam. Came into the game last weekend on 14 yellow cards, mindful that should he have got a yellow against Bristol City, he would have missed the entire playoffs, but certainly didn't change the way he played last weekend, but he did come out of the game unscathed. Fletcher able to keep the ball in play. Nottingham Forest throw. And when Nottingham Forest, Rob Earnshaw and co. lost at home to Blackpool back in September, it was the beginning of a 19-game unbeaten run. Saw them climb up to second place in the Championship table. Playoffs have been their destiny since around about mid-March. They've conceded a corner. Ormerod onto Taylor Fletcher's flick. Struck Morgan. This place will simply erupt if Blackpool can take the lead here. They weren't far off it. Good jump by Ormerod, but I think it might have just brushed the side of his face, but nothing more. His second spell at Blackpool, and his first. Well, he won the playoffs in 2001. They were the League Two playoffs, the bottom division playoffs against Lake Norrin. Blackpool free kick. In 2007, Blackpool won promotion after a late charge got them in the playoffs. It was 7 wins that got them into the back door, so to speak, and among the playoff contenders, and that promotion got them into the Championship. It's a similar case to the form that they've exhibited between March and May here to get them into 6th spot. They'll be exhibiting that momentum, I'm sure, not just today, but in the second leg, and who knows, should they get beyond Nottingham Forest in the final. Nottingham Forest, who finished 9 points ahead in the 3rd position. Having to defend again. Ormerod trying to keep it alive for DJ Campbell. Free kick conceded by Dudley Campbell. Ormerod, who'd managed to dig a cross out on the far side. Campbell couldn't get his head on it. And Ian Holloway's men have scored in 22 of their 23 regular season games. They've scored this afternoon as well. Only once was a team able to prevent them scoring here, and that was Nottingham Forest's arch rivals Derby County on August the 18th, which seems a world away. Almost seems as though it's last season. Everett, Campbell, Adam, Craney, intricate, good build-up, Campbell, Southern, just in front of Vaughan, couldn't get that. Baptiste. Taylor Fletcher in towards Ormerod, away by Morgan. They've only been beaten 4 times here at Bloomfield Road, and strangely those 4 games came in a 6-game run between December and February. disappointing patch in which the likes of West Brom and Leicester came here and won. But either side of December and February, Blackpool have been nigh on invincible here. Here's Blackstock looking to change Blackpool's comfort zone. Majewski. Blackstock. Gliding past a couple of challenges, running into Coleman. Referee awards a throw, and Blackstock is furious with Coleman and really ought to calm himself down or he's going to be in big trouble here. Well, Dexter Blackstock might well have given himself an early bath there. That was so unnecessary. He just wouldn't leave Coleman alone, and in the end Coleman was forced to react. But I wonder if Blackstock might have unnecessarily got himself sent off here. Phil Dowd will certainly take a dim view of it. I don't think Coleman really did that much wrong until Blackstock in the end just forced him into a retaliatory action. Now, is Phil Dowd just going to take the approach that it's an important match and just a yellow card? I think it looks as though he is. Coleman looked very much like the innocent party, I have to say. Well, he's going to have to take some action, Phil Dowd. It looks as though it's just a warning. Phil Dowd well aware of the significance of the fixture, and he's taken that into consideration. And it is just going to be a final warning for Blackstock, and a yellow card equally so for Coleman. Well, Blackstock was the offender. There's no question of that, because this could have just passed off without any kind of controversy at all, but he just kept going, and in the end, Coleman reacted, and it is just a yellow card each. Had it been a red card, and thankfully Phil Dowd took the common sense approach, it undoubtedly would have meant that one of those two would have been missing the playoff final. Because I'm sure it would have carried with it a three-match offence. Well, love them or hate them, the playoffs create an atmosphere of passion, commitment. The prize is, well, it's probably more enormous than an FA Cup or a Carling Cup in truth. A whole season of Premier League football as opposed to a one-off showpiece cup final. And for the likes of Blackpool and Nottingham Forest, who haven't been among the game's elite for an awful long time, I'm sure every game will feel like a cup final if they should get to the promised land. Here's Vaughan. Taylor Fletcher blocked off by McKenna. Away by Anderson. I wonder if Billy Davis might think about taking Paul McKenna off early in the second half to keep him refreshed for the second leg and potentially a final. Has been out for a long time, and his inclusion today is probably a bit of a risk. Certainly not match fit, I'm sure. Here's Ormerod though, and was that a foul on Campbell? Yes! Penalty Blackpool. DJ Campbell brought down by Perch, and Blackpool have an opportunity to come from behind and lead in the playoffs. Wilson says to Perch that he really ought to have got himself into a better position. And what colour card? Well, we saw a glimpse of red. I think it's just going to be yellow for Perch. Not deemed to have denied a goal-scoring opportunity without a defender being able to come across and stop him. So it is just yellow. Charlie Adam, Blackpool's talisman, Blackpool's inspiration. Can he give Blackpool the lead? You bet he can. Blackpool 2-1 up. 12th minute of the second half, and just look at his reaction. Really coolly done. He saw Camp shifting his weight to his left, and he tucked it in the corner to his right. Goal number 18, and once again Charlie Adam scores against Nottingham Forest. This was the moment. Perch missed the ball, got DJ Campbell. Looks like the right decision. And Blackpool, having trailed early, are now in front in the semi-final of the playoffs. And now Nottingham Forest have a claim, but that's a free kick right on the edge. Not quite in it. How can you not enjoy these as a neutral? That's the foul, effort on Anderson. The supporters of the four clubs involved in the Championship playoffs are going to go through agony and ecstasy. But for the neutrals, well, they're just guaranteed entertainment. At one end, Blackpool go in front from the penalty spot. At the other, they concede a free kick in a threatening position. Cohen looking for his second, but it's onto the top of the net. And it stays 2-1. He gave Forest the lead after 13 minutes. But my, how well Blackpool have responded. The equaliser from Southern, the penalty from Charlie Adam, and the Blackpool supporters could dream of Wembley. You'll have to take my word for it. There's only 13,000 in Bloomfield Road today. It's crammed full to capacity. But is the noise they're generating any less than some of the biggest grounds in the country? I doubt it. Craney, just too far in front of Ormerod. Fantastic atmosphere. He'll be doing his best to put a lid on his emotions. Still plenty of work to be done. DJ Campbell, nice touch. Adam. He saw Taylor Fletcher on the far, and that was the intention. A signal of apology. But how little has he done wrong throughout the season? Well, this was the penalty decision, a big call for Phil Dowd, an experienced Premier League official, and he had no doubt that Perch missed the ball and got DJ Campbell, and do you know what? I don't think he had a choice. The ball just wasn't where Perch's challenge was. Adam on towards DJ Campbell. Forest have to clear their heads and start defending. Blackpool have the momentum. Blackpool have the belief. Forest have to dig in. Craney. Effort. Terrific break from the centre half. Ormerod. Ormerod! Across the face of the goal. Southern hits it. Goal bound. Strikes Cohen. Coleman. Tackled by Cohen. And Majewski. And now Blackstock. Free kick to Nottingham Forest, and a bit of respite for them because they're rocking. Blackpool can sense that they have Nottingham Forest on the ropes. Ormerod on the turn, blocked off. Southern, well, he hit it with tremendous force. Cohen got a foot in. Billy Davis deep in conversation with his generals. Ned Kelly, Chris Fairclough, Julian Darby, trying to find a way for Nottingham Forest to get back into the game. Nottingham Forest at the moment, though. Blackpool free kick. Still almost half an hour to go. They have the slender advantage. Can they turn it into something more decisive? Adams' delivery, gathered in by Lee Camp. Well, Lee Camp has never been in the winning side against Blackpool in 3 previous attempts. Not a good statistic for him to be harbouring in the back of his mind. Here's Morgan, McKenna, Gunter, Wilson, McKenna, Majewski. Nottingham Forest getting back to what they do best, pass and move. Anderson goes for the shot, blocked off by Baptiste. Half-hearted claims for a penalty. Ormerod on towards Southern. Gets the better of McKenna. Just can't reach the ball. Anderson, only one thing in his mind once he got round Coleman. Go for goal. Claims of a penalty against Baptiste. Impossible to tell from that. I don't think it actually even hit his arm in the end. Taylor Fletcher on towards Ormerod. Wilson will clear. Calmly done. Good header by Vaughan. Adam. Tackle by McKenna. Free kick to Blackpool. Yellow card for McKenna. The former Preston man up against his old foes Blackpool and conceding a free kick and earning a yellow card. Spent his entire career before joining Nottingham Forest last summer with Preston North End. Free kick to Blackpool. Adam takes it. Not quite for Blackpool. Adams' penalty. How precious might it prove to be? Wilson. Blackpool have a man down. Nottingham Forest haven't been told to knock the ball out of play. Cohen, Blackstock, away by Craney. Blackpool are back to 11 again. Southern, I think, was claiming that he got an elbow. That was what he just gestured to the referee. Nottingham Forest played on. And Blackstock's mistimed header was cleared by Craney. Southern still saying to Phil Dowd, I got an elbow. That was the gesture. I didn't see any evidence of it, but Southern felt the reason that he'd been floored was an elbow to the face. Phil Horner, the Blackpool physio, having a word with Phil Dowd, saying not much I can do to sort out Keith Southern. Nottingham Forest throw. Majewski. Forest throw. Majewski claims a corner. Throw. Tackled by Vaughan, who was then caught by Majewski. Free kick to Blackpool. Nottingham Forest have very much built their rise up the Championship table on their home form. way it's looking, they're going to have to bank on their form at the City Ground to get them out of the hole here. Still time though at Bloomfield Road. Watched by Mr. Blackpool, the legendary Jimmy Armfield. Nottingham Forest free kick. Cohen will take it. Morgan is forward. Cohen's delivery. Morgan the target. Good header away by Everett. Tyson. Good ball in. Blackstock's header. Wide of the target. There's a good ball in by Tyson. Good delivery. Decent contact. Not such a good direction. And a look of anguish from Billy Davies. Knows that was a presentable moment for Blackstock. Adam might think about hitting this. Goes instead towards DJ Campbell. Oh, what an opening. What an opportunity to double Blackpool's lead. Adam shaping to shoot. It was just a dummy. Plays in DJ Campbell. And you could tell from the moment he connected that it was going over. He's in good goal-scoring form, DJ Campbell. That's the clearest sight of goal he's had. Tyson. Vaughan clears up for Blackpool. Up towards DJ Campbell. Tackle by Perch. Craney forward. Easy one for Lee Camp. Rob Earnshaw inevitably being warmed up. Billy Davies needs a goal. Rob Earnshaw, his top scorer. Here's Campbell. Perch behind him. Blackpool throw. Vaughan on towards Ormrod. Good tackle by Wilson. Good stretching interception. Anderson. Header away by Everett. Cohen. Southern. McKenna. Gunter. Gets the return. Blackstock. That's a foul by Vaughan. A yellow card for Vaughan. Free kick to Nottingham Forest. Well, the yellow card count goes up to 6 now. Coleman, Everett, Vaughan for Blackpool. McKenna, Blackstock, Perch for Nottingham Forest. Inside the last 20 minutes at Bloomfield Road. Blackpool 2, Nottingham Forest 1. Blackpool goal kick. It might be Blackstock that makes way for Rob Earnshaw. Earnshaw seems to be imminent. Baptiste. Adam. Seeded by Gunter for a throw. Throw. Adam. Everts again. Baptiste. Southern. Baptiste. Gets the return from Taylor Fletcher. Clearance by McKenna. Adam. Taylor Fletcher. Powerfully done by Taylor Fletcher. Still Taylor Fletcher. Wonderful run from Fletcher. Tackled by Wilson. Free kick, says Phil Dowd. Wilson furious with the decision. He's in disbelief. Phil Dowd says no, that was a foul. Really good run by Taylor Fletcher, inviting the tackle. Well, I think that was a good one. I think he's unlucky there, Kelvin Wilson, but Phil Dowd only had one look. And he signals a free kick to Blackpool in a very threatening position. Big decisions have to be made in big games like this. Will Phil Dowd's decision to award a free kick become a crucial moment? Adam hits it straight into the wall. Coleman. Taylor Fletcher can't get there, the whistle's gone. A foul on Perch. And the danger passes. Dowd saw an infringement before Ormerod battered it towards Lee Camp's goal. Good save by Camp, but the whistle had gone by then. Well, the referee stopped the play again. And it's a word with Billy Davis that he wants to have. I'm in charge, he says to Billy Davis, I'll make the decisions. Billy Davis saying, well, I have the right to make my own calls, don't I? Chris Foy, the fourth official, brought his attention to Billy Davis' exasperated comments. Inside the last quarter of an hour, Messrs Davis and Kelly deliberate upon the timing of a substitution and who to bring on. Coleman wins the throw. Taylor Fletcher to find a way through illegally. Free kick to Nottingham Forest. Taylor Fletcher stayed down. Trying to sort of batter his way through here. There's nowhere to go. A little bit messy. Taylor Fletcher came off worse. See, he just sort of landed on the elbow of Kelvin Wilson. My goodness, it was a painful old blow as well. Completely accidental, there was nothing untoward in it. But his head came to the point of Kelvin Wilson's elbow. And Ian Holloway is now wondering if he might have to make a change. His assistant Steve Thompson equally so, and a change that is imminent is Rob Earnshaw. And also David McGoldrick as well. Two strikers are coming on. I wonder if another might have to make way for Blackpool. The blood is pouring from the wound in the head. Taylor Fletcher wants to carry on, but he's going to have to get some attention. The changes that are being made, Rob Earnshaw coming on. Warm applause from the Forest supporters. Dexter Blackstock, the first to make way. And David McGoldrick coming on as well to replace Radoslav Majewski. After all of that, it's Nottingham Forest free kick, taken by Camp. Blackpool are down to 10 at the moment. Taylor Fletcher having to go off to receive stitches. Here's Earnshaw. First action since coming on, loses out, Southern clears. Ormerod. Nice ball, brings in Adam. Look at Craney making a really good run from the back, and here he is, Craney. But his control let him down. Blackpool are going to make a change themselves here, and Ben Burgess inevitably getting the nod to come on to replace Taylor Fletcher. The big target man who has so regularly been brought on with a few minutes to go to make a difference by Ian Holloway, and he turns to him again. Here's Coleman on the counter-attack, being chased by McGoldrick, who won it. Earnshaw, away by Baptiste. Coleman. Ormerod. Coleman again. Now Vaughan. Tackle by Earnshaw. Gunter. Well, the next goal, should there be one, could be very, very significant in the tie. Blackpool get it. Well, it's a big lead to take to the City ground. Nottingham Forest get it. And you'd have to fancy them to make it to the final. Here's Vaughan, scampering run, corner. Tackle by Cohen, who's gone down after making it. It was a very good tackle because Vaughan looked as though he got away from him. Good challenge. You have to be sure of getting the ball in those situations. Blackpool are going to make two more changes. Dobby and Bannon are readied. Stephen Dobby, who's on loan from Swansea, he could have been the end of his season had he stayed with his parent club. Bannon on loan from Aston Villa. Blackpool corner. Adam will take the corner. Everett in position. Burgess is in there too. It was headed at the near post by Everett. Never really going to trouble Lee Camp, but it was a good hurl towards the ball by the centre half. Timed his run, got on it, wide. Well, Ormerod is one of those making way. Stephen Dobby comes on in his stead for the last 9 minutes or so. And DJ Campbell, who was troubled with an arm injury all week, comes off, and Barry Bannon comes on. Miss it really by Lee Camp. And the first time ball to Dobby. First touch for Dobby since coming on. Stephen Dobby! Really good defending by Morgan, but it's off target just on the rebound by Burgess. What a start that could have been for the substitute. Straight on into the action, blocked by Morgan, And then drilled wide by another substitute, Ben Burgess. Not far off either. That's how close. Here's Burgess. Away by Gunter. McKenna. Earnshaw. Given away. Vaughan. Dobbie. Gets it back from Vaughan. Try to find Bannon. 7 minutes to go in the playoff semi-final first leg. Blackpool 2, having trailed Nottingham Forest 1. Adam tackled. Bannon. Now Vaughan. Burgess. Still battling. Gunter. Tackle by Coleman. Bannon. Trying to spread the play. Headed away by Perch. Anderson. Offside against McGoldrick. Looks puzzled. It was a tight one, wasn't it? Baptiste. Vaughan. Everett. Towards Burgess, cleared by Morgan, gathered in by McGoldrick. McKenna. McGoldrick. Nice first time ball as well. Tyson now. Up towards Earnshaw, headed away by Everett. Gathered in by Southern. Dobbie. Craney. Up towards Burgess, tussling with Morgan. Back to his goalkeeper. Inside the last 5 minutes at Bloomfield Road. A slender lead for Blackpool to take to the City ground at the moment. Anderson. Now McGoldrick. He's overdone that. It was a good crossing opportunity for McGoldrick. And Tyson concedes the throw. And he looks disappointed as well. He might. It was a really good crossing opportunity. Time to deliver. And he overhit it by a good few yards. Nottingham Forest were last in the Premier League in 1999. Since then, they've dropped down as far as the third tier. They were promoted in 2008. They were, of course, one of the great names of English football in the late 70s under Brian Clough. A couple of titles, a couple of European Cups, League Cups as well. Still count on crowds approaching 30,000 at their City ground home. And they're trailing here in front of a crowd of 13,000 at Bloomfield Road. Up goes Burgess, Morgan on his back, Adam, Everett, Dobbie, Southern, Craney. Dobbie again. Thought Craney had continued his run. Anderson, tackled by Craney. Breaks for Dobbie. Adam slipped. Cohen. McKenna. Picked off though by Everett. Everett chased by Earnshaw. Bannon. Coleman. Adam again. Lovely play. Brings in Coleman. Can Blackpool get a third goal and make it even more decisive for them here? Everett. Craney. Just over 2 minutes to go plus added time. Blackpool ahead through the Charlie Adam penalty. 4. Lovely play by Vaughan. Earnshaw trying to keep with him and then fouls him. Booking for Earnshaw. Free kick to Blackpool. Really good turn and burst from Vaughan. Credit to Earnshaw for coming back at him. Just the nearest of collisions, and Earnshaw earns a yellow card. Final minute of the 90. Free kick to Blackpool. Adam sets himself. All the build-up. A disappointing outcome. The final change. Nottingham Forest taking off Nathan Tyson and bringing on Lewis McGugan. He won't have long to participate in the contest. I wonder what he'll feel about a single goal deficit to overcome, because that's seemingly what his side will have earned at Bloomfield Road. They have the second best home record in the Championship, Nottingham Forest. 56 points they've taken at home, only 23 away. Worst away record of any of the sides in the top half of the Championship table, Nottingham Forest. So, in a way, you might have expected that they would lose this one. But equally so, they'll feel that they can turn this one around at the City Ground. Coleman gets it back from Vaughan. On by Bannon, touched on by Burgess. Morgan backpedaling. Gunter. In added time now. Blackpool supporters, well, they've really enjoyed the season. They've certainly enjoyed the afternoon's events as well. Dobbin loses out to McKenna, who's lasted the 90 minutes after all. Credit to his fitness levels that that's the case. Ian Holloway inching towards a one-goal lead to take to the second leg of the semi-finals of the playoffs. Here's Craney, can't quite reach it. Sell-out crowd at Bloomfield Road, urging their side to double their grip on the first leg of the semi-final of the playoffs. Here's Vaughan, trying to sweep it out wide, just too much on it. Third minute of added time, and Charlie Adams' penalty. The third time he's scored against Nottingham Forest. this season looks to be the difference between the two sides. Away by Everett. Coleman, a little bit short, but slammed away by Baptiste. Burgess chasing. Great header from Wilson. Southern, whose equaliser got Blackpool back into the game. Vaughan losing out. Anderson runs into Baptiste. Now Adam is the one last burst of energy left in Blackpool this afternoon. Craney. Effort. Burgess. Hooked away by McKenna. Baptiste forward. Dobby chasing. Good header from Morgan. Used all his strength and experience there. Here's Perch, who conceded the penalty. Now McKenna. Away by Everett. McGoldrick. Perch. 4 minutes of added time almost completed. Ian Holloway has plenty to be proud of from his Blackpool side. He's given himself a real chance. Billy Davies is going to have to turn around a deficit. The Blackpool supporters more than satisfied with what they've seen this afternoon. As Lee Camp clears his lines. McGugan. Perch. Away by Everett. McGoldrick cleared by Craney. Craney again. McGugan, Earnshaw, Cohen! Good save by Gilks. And the game ends almost as it began, with a Cohen shot which crept in the 13th minute. This time kept out by Matthew Gilks. Again, it had swing and swerve, but this time Gilks was equal to it to keep the score at 2-1. Nottingham Forest corner. Added time almost complete. Header away, and that's it. Ian Holloway shakes the hand of Billy Davies. They'll be back up against each other on Tuesday evening. It's a slender advantage, but it's an advantage for Blackpool, given to them from the penalty spot by Charlie Adam. Earlier they trailed to a wonderful goal by Chris Cohen, cancelled out by Keith Southern. Both sides had opportunities to change the scoreline after that. But in the end, it's a slender advantage that Blackpool will take to the City Ground. It's finished. Blackpool 2, Nottingham Forest 1.
Ian, so a narrow advantage. Give us your assessment of this result today.
Obviously, I'm very pleased. We went behind to a fantastic goal. Great strike. You can't do much about that. And it was a question of my lads' character, and I thought they showed it. Played some decent stuff on a bobbly pitch, and it was always going to go to next week. We've got a massive job to do next week, and on their wonderful pitch with their fantastic supporters, and anything can happen. But I'm a very, very proud man at the moment. My team they've proved again they can cope with all sorts of pressure. Can we get what we want? Who knows? But it's a fantastic journey.
How important could that last-minute save by Gilks turn out to be?
Yeah, there's huge things in these. In when the stakes are this high, tiny little things happen, and that was a fantastic strike from Cohen again. Starting to get on my nerves, that boy. But they got some great players. We've got some good players, and let's see what happens next week. You never know, do you? 6-6. There was a game the other week, wasn't there? So I've seen 4-0 turn round in the second half. So that's the first half over. Let's see what we can do next week.
Did you have any doubts in your own mind when Charlie Adams stepped up to take that penalty?
Yeah, he has missed one this year, but you know he's a big game player. He's used to pressure, and you know with his left foot, if you save it, then you know you've done well. But what can I ask for? That's first part of it done. Billy will know that, you know, with only one goal difference, he'll know that they get a goal and their fans will get behind them. So, you know, and their record at home's fantastic in it. So, but we're literally looking forward to that. It'll be a great day, whatever happens, and you know we got a chance to play on a brilliant surface. So we're looking forward to it.
Billy, at what is effectively half-time, what's your take on this tie at the moment?
Well, I thought first 45 minutes, Greg, it's all about chances. There's no doubt. You know, we had a vast amount of chances to hit the bar, 2 cleared off the line. And we probably could have scored 1 or 2 more goals in the first 45 minutes. Second half was a bit more stop-start. Second half, again, we didn't quite get our passing game and didn't quite move the ball around. It is a very difficult surface, we know that. But in the end, we've given away 2 soft goals. We now take the game into back to the City ground, and it's all to play for.
How much consolation can you take from the record that you have at the City ground this season?
Well, we knew what we had to do when we go back to the second leg. It's as simple as that. And I've been involved in the playoffs now for a number of years, and I can tell you we've had draws in the first game, we've had wins in the first game, we've had defeats in the first game, and everything is still to play for. They will know that, we also know that, and we now look forward to the second game.
The penalty decision was crucial here today. It gives them their 1-goal advantage, narrow advantage. What was your view of it?
Difficult to see it, to be honest with you. Very difficult to comment. You know, I was such a far way away that very difficult to see it.